Have you ever been in a relationship where you gave everything, your time, energy, even parts of your identity, only to feel it wasn't enough? The tighter you held on, the more distant the other person seemed. It's a cycle so many of us fall into. And it leaves us drained, confused, and sometimes questioning our worth. But what if I told you that the root of this pain isn't rejection? It's not even the other person's actions. It's something much deeper, a need to be loved, to be validated, to feel seen. And the moment you free yourself from this need, something extraordinary happens. Not only do you find peace within yourself, but you also create space for authentic love to enter your life. In this video, we're going to explore why we cling to relationships, the freedom that comes from letting go, and the transformative power of finding strength in solitude. This isn't just about relationships, it's about how you approach life, love, and your sense of self. By the end of this journey, you'll see that the love you've been chasing is already within you. Part 1: The struggle of needing to be loved. Let's start with a familiar scenario. You meet someone, and the connection feels electric. You share laughter, dreams, and secrets. Slowly, your world begins to revolve around this person. Their presence makes everything feel brighter, and their absence feels like a shadow over your life. But then, something shifts. They start pulling away, maybe subtly at first, with less frequent messages or shorter conversations. You notice it, and panic sets in. You try harder. You send sweet texts, plan thoughtful surprises, or try to have deep conversations to bring them closer. Yet, the more you try, the further they seem to drift. Why does this happen? Because relationships built on a need for validation create pressure. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter your grip, the more it slips away. Mooji's analogy is perfect here. You're not a spider. Relationships aren't webs to trap others in, they're spaces to experience connection, freedom, and mutual growth. When we seek love from a place of need, we place an unfair burden on the other person. We're essentially saying, complete me. Make me feel whole. And while it's natural to want companionship, making someone else responsible for your sense of self-worth is a recipe for heartbreak. Part 2: Understanding the root of attachment. Why do we cling so desperately to relationships? The answer often lies in our past. Maybe you grew up feeling unseen, always striving for approval. Perhaps you faced rejection early on, and it left an imprint, a belief that you're only worthy when someone else chooses you. These experiences create a void, and relationships become a way to fill it. But here's the harsh truth: no one can fill that void for you. Even the most loving partner can't heal wounds you haven't addressed yourself. And when you place that expectation on them, it creates tension. As Mooji says, too much intention creates tension. To truly connect with others, you first need to connect with yourself. This means recognizing your patterns of attachment and understanding the fears driving them. Are you afraid of being alone? Do you believe that without someone's love, you're not enough? These are the questions we must ask ourselves if we want to break free from the cycle of neediness. Part 3: The freedom of letting go. Now, here's where the transformation begins. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It doesn't mean you give up on love or relationships. It means releasing the need to control, to possess, or to cling. It's about finding a sense of wholeness within yourself so that your relationships become a place of sharing, not taking. Mooji offers a profound perspective. Imagine reaching a state where you don't even feel the need to be loved. At first, this idea might sound strange, even unsettling. After all, isn't love one of the most fundamental human desires? But think about it: if your happiness doesn't depend on someone else's approval, How freeing would that be? When you don't need love, you can give it freely. Your love becomes expansive, like a river flowing without boundaries. This kind of love doesn't trap or demand, it inspires and uplifts. And ironically, when you're in this state, people are naturally drawn to you. They sense your peace, your confidence, and your freedom. Part 4, a practical exercise to overcome attachment. So how do you let go? How do you break free from the grip of attachment and find inner freedom? Mooji suggests a powerful exercise that anyone can try. Recreate the scenario, close your eyes and bring to mind a situation where you felt rejected or abandoned. Let the emotions surface, the fear, the sadness, the longing. Don't resist them. Observe your feelings, instead of being swept away by these emotions. Take a step back. Become the observer. Notice the part of you that's watching these feelings unfold. Push to the extreme, imagine the worst-case scenario. What if you were truly left alone? What if no one ever chose you? Sit with this thought. Feel its weight. But also notice that even in this extreme, there's a part of you that remains unaffected. Identify the sufferer, ask yourself, who is experiencing this pain? Is it truly you? Or is it a projection of your mind? Often, you'll realize that it's not your true self that's suffering, it's an image or expectation you've created. Find the observer in the midst of this exercise. You'll discover a quiet presence within you, the observer. This is your true self. Untouched by fear, rejection, or need. By practicing this exercise, you begin to weaken the grip of attachment. You realize that your fears are not as powerful as they seem. And you uncover a sense of peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances. Part 5, the sweetness of inner freedom. The results of this practice are life-changing. When you no longer depend on others for your happiness, you become free. You're no longer at the mercy of someone else's actions or feelings. Instead, you become the source of your own strength and joy. And here's the beautiful irony: when you let go of the need to be loved, love comes to you effortlessly. People are drawn to those who are whole within themselves. They sense your freedom, your lightness, and your authenticity. Think of it this way: a tree doesn't beg the sun to shine or the rain to fall. It simply grows, rooted and strong. And the universe provides what it needs. You, too, can be like this tree, grounded in your own being. Open to receiving but not dependent on it. Part 6, lessons for everyday life. Here are some practical ways to apply this wisdom in your daily life. Practice gratitude, focus on what you have, not what you lack. Gratitude shifts your perspective and creates a sense of abundance. Cultivate self-worth, remind yourself daily that your value doesn't depend on someone else's approval. You are enough just as you are. Embrace solitude, learn to enjoy your own company. Solitude is a powerful tool for self-discovery and growth. Set healthy boundaries. Love isn't about losing yourself in someone else. It's about sharing your life while respecting your own needs and limits. Part 7, the ultimate freedom. At its core, this journey is about rediscovering your true nature. When you let go of the need to be loved, you step into a state of freedom that is unshakable. This doesn't mean you stop loving, it means your love becomes unconditional, pure, and expansive. Imagine a life where your happiness isn't tied to someone else's presence or approval. A life where you can give love without fear, connect without clinging, and walk away when it no longer serves you. This is the freedom we all deserve. And it begins within. Conclusion: you are enough. As we close, let this thought resonate with you: you are already whole. You don't need someone else to complete you because you were never incomplete to begin with. Love is not something you chase, it's something you are. The next time you feel the urge to cling, pause. Breathe. Remember that true strength lies in letting go. Thank you for taking this journey with me. If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments. Let's continue this conversation and support each other on this path to inner freedom. Because at the end of the day, the greatest love you'll ever find is the love you discover within yourself.